What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cisco and Mike. We got a great show for you guys today. Mike's gonna have his 21 questions like he usually does.
Hey, you know me, I gotta do the questions, dog.
And we have actually a special guest. He's done a lot of music videos. He's a director of photography, because I can't say the word cinematography. Well, he's a director of photography. He's worked on music videos with Nipsey, with Snow the Product, and a bunch of other things. We got Jeff Echoes World here.
Hey,
what's up?
welcome, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite.
And not only has he worked on a lot of stuff, bro, but he worked on recently with Sonia, who we had on our podcast.
Yep.
And we can't wait to see that short film, bro. Like, shit looks amazing. And
Thank you, bro.
I know you worked on that as well, so congrats on that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What, do we know when that's dropping? It's like in the film festival thing, right? It's gonna be dropping in the next couple of months.
I would hope so. Yeah, I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not in the post process at the moment. You know, until
Gotcha.
They finish it. But yeah, I think so.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole new lingo for me, bro. Learning like the backgrounds and all that, like the whole post production and all that.
Yeah, it's easy to just see a movie or something and say, oh, they record it and they put it, right?
Well, like you said, all those credits at the end, you're like,
There's so many people involved.
Movies take years to make.
yeah. Well, a lot of them do. Look at the new
Years.
Avatar, bro.
Yeah.
It took a shitload of time.
Wait.
What, the first one took 10 years and then the second one took another 10 or 12, right?
Something like
no,
that.
Because the first one también habían
15
dicho que
years.
it took a long time to record.
Yeah.
Or for the whole
To
concept.
make, yeah, because they were developing the technology.
Yeah, for the water.
To do all that shit. That shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that you know that they filmed part 3 and 4 already. It's already
Yeah,
filmed.
yeah.
It's already
3
done.
and 4?
Yeah. So it's filmed, but the process to after the post production of it, it takes 2 years. So it's not gonna drop till 2024.
Dang, that's fucking crazy, though.
And that's just the post production work that's gonna be done on it.
Insane. James Cameron, man. That'd be sick.
That's why he makes the big bucks, right? He gets paid with all
dope.
the expensive toys.
Dude, he's done like some iconic movies. You know?
Yeah,
like,
of
yeah.
course.
One of my
Titanic, right? It's one of them?
yeah, or Terminator.
Terminator,
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
Terminator series.
Dog, that was sick. Or Aliens, you know, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
The minds, bro. Like I have conversations with Saul sometimes. We talk about what is his name from Inception? Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan. The mind, bro. The way those guys' minds work, bro.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, like
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Like,
It's like
I
this-
just recently finished Wednesday.
Oh, sick.
me too.
Yeah, that's just pretty dope.
Sick.
So,
That's crazy. So how did you get involved in all this, bro? I know you actually. Well, you started doing some military. You were in the military, right?
Yeah, so I have my life story is like a little bit like it's got its trajectory on how like I kind of got into filmmaking. So before I joined the Army, I was already working on set.
nice.
And then that story, it's in itself, you know, like my godfather, he was a big gun guy in the movie industry. Like he would train actors. For example, like he did, he was when he was starting out, did you guys ever see Heat?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
bro.
I was just referencing it yesterday.
All right, so like I think that was like one of his few movies that he got to work on, and then from there he he started his own company, which was called Tactical Edge Group.
Okay.
And yeah, man, like I interned for him for like 5 years. I was a young buck, you know.
Yeah.
Get over here, you know, come and work with me, and he basically showed me the business on the weapons and props side. He was also a big prop master,
Okay.
which I don't know if you guys know what a prop master is.
I'm assuming it's somebody who makes the props for.
Yeah, so anything that an actor touches is considered a prop.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
cell phone, you know, it's a chair is more of a set dressing, or you know. What I
So
mean?
even that's considered props?
No. I mean, it's all one big collective.
There's use in the film, right?
Right. But it's all one big collective. Like you have
Órale.
like not only the prop master, but you got a set dresser, you got a production designer, an art director. There's so much, so much shit, bro. My bad. Can I?
No, you
cuss?
can.
Yeah, cuss, bro. I cuss a lot, so.
So anyway, so he brought me into the business. He got me in the union. We did some dope movies together. If you guys ever watched La Linea,
La Linea, is that an all Spanish movie?
La Linea, or it's called The Line. It was Ray Liotta, Esai Morales.
Oh,
Shout out Esai.
yeah. I seen it. Yeah.
James Caan directed that, and I was fortunate to be. That was like my first prop master movie that I actually propped, and we worked with weapons with that, and so he taught me all that business. 9/11 happens. I was like, fuck, man, I got to join. I was going to college at the time. And then just my life just wasn't going as the way it was. I had a good job, but it just
Yeah.
it was empty. You know, after 9/11, I was just like, man, all my boys are going,
Simone,
and I'm
yeah.
over here just fucking being lazy and not doing shit. And you know, like I said, I was making good money. I used to work for Verizon,
Okay.
and Nextel, and I was a sales guy. You know, I was a district manager for a big company that used to sell for Verizon.
Gotcha.
So 9/11 happened. I was like, I gotta go, man. So I joined the army, fucking did my shit. You know, I was in Ramadi, Iraq, with the first of the 506. And then after that, when I came back, my godfather was like, well, come on, let's get back in. You know, what are you gonna do?
Gotcha.
So, but as I did other movies, it just wasn't my thing anymore. I was just like, bro, I just came back from Iraq. I gotta fucking deal with these. Got to deal with whoever, stunt guys, actors, or, you know, whatever. It's just a baby. It was a big responsibility that I didn't really want anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, you use real weapons, you know?
Simone, yeah.
So, you know, to make it as real as possible on
Yeah.
set, you know? So, and we train the actors and do all that. But it just got too tedious for me. I just didn't want to do that anymore. But photography was always like a hobby to me.
Yeah.
So I got more interested into the camera department, and I was like, man, I think that's what I want to do. But how can I do that? You know, I don't fucking know anybody that does that. You know, I can't be this prop guy and be like, hey, camera dude. You know, I want to be a camera dude. It doesn't really work like that. You know,
Yeah.
in bigger movies, right? So while I was still trying to do that and get some small gigs here and there, I was working. I transitioned into school, into learning filmmaking. I wanted to know like the business side, what the theory of filmmaking and all that.
Gotcha.
But the real experience, man, came working on set, dude.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know like how to approach it, so I was just like, well, I want to be a fucking director. You know, I want to direct. I didn't really want to direct. It was, but it taught me to do what I'm doing today. You know, like I actually got to realize like you know what, I don't want to direct. I want to actually be a DP, a camera operator. Like I love that shit. You know, I mean, give me a camera, put it on my shoulders, or let's shoot some dope shit.
Nice.
So, so yeah, man. So I just started doing my own stuff. I got hooked up with Jimmy over at Urban Kings, which managed a bunch of the artists that I was naming, Midget Loco, Miss Crazy, Dolly Girl, Baby Jokes, which is Richard Carbo. He gave me the start to start doing his videos like that.
Oh, that's dope. So you were.
My first video was with Midget Loco.
Orale. Okay.
Yeah. Summer season.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned before that when you went to the military, when you were in the military, did you think at that point, I'm ever going to come back to that? Or, because I know that because I was in the military, as we talked earlier.
Yeah.
When you're in the military, you don't even know what you're going to do sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, man, I don't know if I want to retire. Oh, I don't know how long I'm going to do. I did another 4 years. You know, I when I first went in, I said, I'm only doing 4. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do another 4.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, I'm done. But I didn't know what I was going to do when I came out. You know what I mean? So did you continue that? Like when you were in the military, did you say, fuck, I still want to do what I did? You know, maybe not prop master, obviously, because you're not doing props, but But did the film industry still stay in your head, or at that point did you not?
Nah.
No.
I came out and I was just like, what the fuck do I do? I wish I would have stayed another 4.
Gotcha.
You know, maybe I would have gone to Afghanistan. You know, I served with some dope dudes. You know what I mean? So
cool.
We all. It's crazy because I joined during the surge, so a lot of us recruits were just, you're getting recruited. You're gonna hit the shit. You know.
You said you went during. When did you join?
During the surge, 04.
04. Okay, so it was like, I mean, we invaded Iraq in 03.
Yeah.
And then between 03 and I think it's like 2010.
Yeah, you guys did You guys did it with rubber doors.
Yeah, it was like that was the height of the war.
That's crazy, bro. Like now, like when we know, bro, we had armor. All of our trucks were fully like decked out with armor. Yeah. And then now, bro, they're driving these big ass like transformer tanks and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, shit that you wouldn't think about.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, you transition war, right? You know, so.
And
when they invaded, they had rubber doors on their Humvees. So when I went, you know, during the surge, the heavy push, they had already taken Fallujah and all this other.
Yeah,
we had armored doors. Right? We were getting fucked up with IEDs, so that I mean.
Yeah, IEDs was a big.
That was like the biggest thing going on, right? Like, that led to.
Those one of the
So
things.
yeah, so a lot of our guys when we went, so the guys that we would go to basic training, we'd get sent to the same unit, and I was fortunate to do one of those. I went from basic training at Fort Benning to the 101st at Fort Campbell.
Okay.
And then we all fucking went to war. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
went to Ramadi. I hate calling it war. We went to our campaign. Yeah, we all transitioned out to Iraq, and then we came back. The first thing they started to do was train to go to Afghanistan. By that time, I was already getting out. So fuck
Yeah.
that.
Well,
I had a kid, I have a kid, so I had to get out. That was like my. I can't do this.
You're
man.
going from
I'm
your
gonna go get killed.
brotherhood to your fatherhood, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that's one of the reasons I got out too, because I had 2 babies, and at the time, I was like, "Fuck that!" Like, military takes so much time, bro. It's like there's times when you work 14-hour days, 16-hour days, and you're like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, so you're just standing, not doing shit.
But I want to say thank you, bro. Honestly, I
thank you for your
always
service,
No, thank you.
appreciate it, and I always have love for veterans.
Yeah.
And the people that serve, because I served, and a lot of people don't really know the shit that we go through. But we understand each other, so it's like, thank you, appreciate it. Not everybody joins. Not everybody has the courage, for whatever reason, right? And you don't have to. It doesn't make you courageous. But I'm saying, like, volunteering, they don't understand that nobody made us do it. We did it, but it is something that's courageous. So it's like, thank you for that service, bro.
Yeah, man, thank you.
And
Appreciate that.
anyways, back to the filmmaking, because I know that's what you love. I don't want to take you off of that. So you get out,
Yeah.
and your tío, right? You say your uncle, right?
My
Godfather.
godfather.
Oh, your godfather, yeah. Your godfather says, "Wait, cállate para atrás. Come in, and do this again."
Yeah.
Were you at that point like fascinated, or did you, or not fascinated, but like, did you say, "Fuck it, I want to go back"? And were you like did you have enthusiasm to go back into that field, or were you kind of like, I don't know?
No, I think bro, I think like just transitioning out from the army, I just needed a job.
Gotcha.
And what better job to be handling guns after I'd just been handling guns,
Gotcha.
for the past 4 or 5 years, whatever it was. And now I'm playing with guns, playing with actors. It was dope,
Nice.
It just wasn't it started to turn into a job rather than a career.
Oh.
Well, what was my career? What am I going to do for the rest of my fucking life? Was the motivation at that point. And it took me a while to figure it out. Thankfully, I along the way, as I've met some dope people that have helped me or given me the shot, given me the chance to do and learn from my failures or from actually doing it to what I'm doing now, So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was the key point or key turning point in your life that said, I want to be a DP or a cinematographer? Like, how did that, like, what clicked in your mind and said, fuck, that's what I want to do?
It's already like far into I was already doing, like, I was directing a lot. That's how Echo's Work came about,
Gotcha.
So I was directing, I was doing a bunch of stuff, and I hired my boy Concrete.
Okay.
He had a red, so I was like, hey bro, you want to come and DP this for me? And then after shooting that video, I kept wanting to get the camera, give me the camera. I'm always like, when I'm shooting, when I'm directing, I always like to shoot. You know what I mean? That's how I learned it, right? Muscle memory.
Yeah.
And after we finished that shoot, I was just like, I was talking to him, and he said something. He's like, yeah, man, like, we're shooters. And I was like, I'm not really a shooter at this point, but I don't like directing. I'm not really, that's not my thing, Like, I want to work with directors.
Yeah.
I'd rather get the opportunity to create the vision, the aesthetic, the look, the vibe, and work with the director as my leader. So I treat it as like the military.
Yeah.
You got your CO, your officer, and you got your first sergeant, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the officer, bro.
Gotcha.
And
Nobody wants to be officer.
you know what I mean? Well, hey, salute to the
of
ones that
course.
do, but I can't direct, bro. I can't be a James Cameron or a Michael Bay or something like that. I'd rather be a Michael Deakins or Robert Richardson or some of these other great DPs,
Gotcha.
how much freedom do you have when you're like actually like shooting? Because I know, like, you talked about the director. Do you like Because obviously you have to have a vision, right? Like you said, you like doing it, you like seeing it, and you like.
Well, it's more of a discussion with the director. You know, it's like what kind of vibe you want. That's why, bro, it's so important that I think a lot of people don't understand when you're a filmmaker or you're in this business, right? Let's just say if you want to direct, right?
Yeah.
If you legit want to direct, I meet a lot of people that are like, I want to direct, but they've never watched movies. They can't go back and reference to anything they've seen because originality doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everything's a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Right? But it's with your own sauce. You may have the same ingredients. Sauce is not going to be the same.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
everybody's going to make it differently, right? So it's the same concept. Got to watch movies. You know, if you're in music, you listen to all the greats, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with movies, I feel. Or music videos. If you're doing music videos, you better know who Hype Williams is. You better know who, like, all these other greats that have done these iconic music videos. Because it's always like, oh, I want this. Oh, yeah, they did. Puff Daddy did that fucking back in the 90s. Let me show you. And then you reference back to that. So these discussions with the director helps kind of establish, like, what the look, the aesthetic, the style, everything, bro. You know, the tone.
So.
Yeah, the mood. You know, it's you shoot differently a horror movie than you do a comedy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
True.
of course.
So it's like if you talk to them like, oh no, I want to do a comedy but in a horror look. All right, so I would reference Scary Movie.
Gotcha.
You know, with Marlon Wayans. That's how I look at it, or kind of visualize it.
How much does it affect? Like, for example, do you have to adjust the way you're gonna envision a set based on the actors and the stuff that's given to you, or do you have full control of how you're gonna design it? Like, there's any factors that come from the outside that affect? I'm pretty sure budget is one of them, right? Like,
yeah, but budget is important, but it's also what is needed because it's a collaboration with a lot of people.
Gotcha.
You know, in a movie, in a film, or even a music video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the director has the vision, so we got to make his vision come to life, right? So I'm gonna bring it to life how it is this way, right? What do you see on the frame? Color, mood, tone, and then you have your production designers that gives it the all right. Well, we want wood panels. We're gonna give this shot some wood panels, and we're gonna bring this badass white table for this conversation they're gonna have. All right, so now I gotta figure out how would I like that. Is there sun? Is it natural light? Is the light coming from the right, from the left? You know, so it's you have some sort of freedom to create, but you have to rely on working with other people.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed, bro.
I'm
I'm overwhelmed because you know, like we started working on the podcast and just camera setups and a light here and a light there, and it's like, damn. So imagine like taking all. This is just minor.
Yeah, and one of the things that you remember when I first told you when we first started this, one of the things that like I said, I started doing photography self-taught, and when I first picked up the camera, bro, automatic. Everything was automatic.
Yeah.
And it was like a friend that I was shooting with at the time was like, "Dawg, are you shooting? What is your mission? What is your point?" I said, "Well, I want to have control of everything." He's like, "Well, you don't have control when you're shooting automatic. You got to learn about the lighting. You got to learn about aperture. You're like f-stop, you know."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And you're like, what are you trying to capture? If you're trying to capture a dramatic pose, then your lighting has to change. Direction of the lighting has to change. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I told him. I was like, "Dawg, it's people think it's as easy." I've had people that tell me, like when I was doing paid stuff, that tell me, "Hey, can you shoot this?" And then I will give them a rate, and they'll be like, "Well, why so much? You're just taking a photo." I'm like they don't fucking understand that I'm not just pointing and shooting and then delivering a picture. I still got to do post-processing. Like the editing part is another fucking. If it took me an hour to make do a photo shoot, it probably takes me 2-3 hours to do a photo editing, depending on what they like. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So I could only imagine doing a film where everything has to have a meaning almost because they're trying to draw into the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's fucking dope.
I wanted to ask you right now. You're talking about that and how do you take anything into like your personal life, your real life? You know, like from your career, like the way you view things and see things. How does that affect you in your everyday life, like your normal life? Like, for example, me, when with my work,
Yeah.
I see something fucking slightly crooked, I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, or like just measuring something, I was like, nah, I got to do this right. Like,
Watching movies with me is not enjoyable, bro. Because I'll watch them like, oh, I know how they lit that, or oh, look at that, they fucked up right there, or whatever the case is. You know, it's like we critique our own work, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
You know, like I look at it. Tell you, man, people don't like watching movies with me. So,
Do you enjoy watching your movies, the movies that you've worked on, or are you the type that says? Because I know some actors, like with the actors,
They don't
they're
watch
like,
them.
I don't watch my movies. But do you watch it just to see if?
well, yeah, like I go back and watch all my old shit. I'm like, fuck, I sucked. You know, but I'm glad I can see my own progression.
Gotcha.
Of when I first started, when I was working with a certain person, to working with this other person, to like now how it created. Like I took from everybody. It's extrapolation of techniques. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You work with so many people that you always take a little bit from them, from what you learn in your experience, and you create your own sauce.
Yeah.
Kind of like a normal person, you know?
Yeah.
As we grow, we progress, we become different, and even your style becomes a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep adding.
Well, it's like my toolbox.
Toolbox.
You know? I have a thing, bro. I always say, somebody a long time ago told me, said, you have a toolbox, and you keep adding to that toolbox. You take things from people that you like and that you want to use in your life, and you add it to that toolbox. And your toolbox never going to be filled up, because you might learn something from this person, and you don't want to apply it. Exactly. Yeah. So that's a good concept.
Yeah. That's why, man, like I hire editors. I've learned I don't like editing. So I tend to give, but you know, I like to like watch it, put my hands and my input into an edit. But I just give it to somebody else.
So for you, it's more about the beauty of capturing it in that moment than actually putting it together, huh?
Right.
Oh,
right. It's tedious work, man.
I can imagine. That's what I was gonna say. Is like, especially like the other stuff.
Yeah.
It probably takes away from the passion a little bit. Like I would think.
Because the thing is, man, I don't like to sit on a computer and do shit. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather be on the field and working. You know, I'm a grunt, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
He's all excited.
I want to work. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm hungry. I want to work. Give it to me. And
gotcha. You're like, fuck it. I'll do the dirty work. You guys take care of
You guys clean it up.
The office work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, bro.
I wouldn't say office work, because you know it's
the tedious work. That's what exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The shit that's not exciting. You're like, man, that's not exciting for you. I was gonna ask you. You mentioned earlier you did Snow the Product videos. You did a video that you showed us. Thank you for that. When you say you did it in one take, because I know what does one take mean? Because my understanding is you shot it without. There's no edits, right? It's a straightforward video.
One cut.
How does that work? How does, like, you were happy to show us because I'm assuming it's hard?
Yeah. For the performer?
Yeah.
Let alone whoever's shooting it, who's actually got the camera.
Gotcha.
However, you know, you can do long takes. There's many techniques of doing it, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're handheld or on sticks, you're on a dolly, you're on a jib, you're on a steady cam, whatever the case is, right? Sometimes one take can go for 2 minutes to 5 minutes to 10. It really depends. So it's like there's no cuts. Everything's got to be perfect, like a play.
Gotcha. Yeah. And is it one camera only, or is it multiple cameras?
No, one camera, because multiple cameras would consist of cutting.
Gotcha.
To those cuts.
That's what I was going to ask. When you said that, the reason I'm asking, bro, is because there was a scene where you're shooting from behind and then you're shooting from the front. Like, that's the guy was coming with the gun. Is it the one take?
Oh. The one take was only her performance.
Only her performance. Gotcha. So that shit was on point because she didn't stop flowing.
Right.
And then she just went and did her thing, and I was cool. Okay, gotcha.
And he's moving with the camera behind pillars and stuff.
So this is why I'm asking that again, because like I said, I'm fucking interested. Yeah. I know they recently did a war movie.
Oh, yeah. 1918?
1918. Yeah.
1917, yeah. Shit.
And they said it was all one take.
Right. Well...
Was it true, or I don't know? That's what I'm asking.
There were scenes that were one, but they blended it so... See, Roger Deakins, man, that dude's a fucking master.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But the process of the work to how to figure that out is tedious work.
Damn.
You know, and he was able to achieve it, bro. That shit, it's
a flow, like
that's
flawless,
standard,
right?
Bro.
Gotcha.
You know how hard it is?
I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it because I heard. Obviously, I like war movies.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it. But I heard that it was shot in one take. That's what I had heard, and I was like, "How do you shoot a whole film in one take.
They splice cuts.
Gotcha.
You know, like maybe like when they go past something. With effects these days, man, you can do anything.
Okay.
You know?
You know how hard it is to not mess up something like that? You
Yeah,
know,
because
like,
it's a lot of moving parts.
Especially the last scene. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
He's like running in a field and there's explosions and all this other shit. It's like 200 extras running. It's like during World War, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's
Wait. Maybe I
crazy.
did see it. That's the one where he dies at the end, right? Like he
His
gets
no, his friend.
his friend. It's the one where
There's two guys. And
one goes back and tells the dad, he's a rich guy, right?
No.
I'm thinking
the wrong movie.
Oh no, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm fucking thinking
Saving
of
Private Ryan over here.
no. I'm thinking of Kingsman, the new fucking Kingsman movie. It was like that because they were in World War One, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they were in the trench. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
And they were in the trench, and the son dies.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know, and then he goes back, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck? The son died. What the fuck?" So, anyways, my bad. Wrong movie, guys. I watched another movie, so I even got red, fool.
I know. I can see. I was about to tell us about it.
I like to know what I'm talking about, fool. But especially when it comes to movies, dog. Like I said,
we can talk movies all day, bro. Like,
Yeah,
This was not enjoyable to watch movies with either.
I talk a lot too.
He'll pause the movie to
analyze
wait. What? So
shit.
wait. What do you think is going on? Like, what do you mean? What I think is going on? I'm fucking watching what's going on.
We were watching what,
Smile.
And I was like, wait. But this didn't. And he's like, shut the fuck
He's
up.
like,
fool.
what would happen if this person did this instead? I was like, "Fool, it's a movie. We can't get all like
I've been
hypothetical."
told, bro. Like, I guess my part is like, I start creating like stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fucking storyteller. Like, I think I am. And I told in an earlier podcast, I said something that happened to me Friday, but the way I said it to certain people was like, "Dog, you're making a fucking movie out of it. They just lost your keys." But I was like, "No, the lady went in and fucking boss. They kicked the door down, and you know what I'm saying." So I tend to do that shit with movies now. So my bad.
Yeah, and then he's also the one that if you're having a normal conversation, he'll throw in like a quote from a movie.
Oh, sick.
Hey, life's a risk, carnal, okay?
That's his favorite, of course.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie. Like I said.
But just the magic of movies, bro. Like I love movies. Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, the magic of it, seeing them on, like when you're watching them on screen, and then just the story. It's just dope how we can do that type of art. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like, bro, there's movies that have influenced people all over, you know. So like, just it's as important as the news,
Yeah.
right? It's like culture come from. I've always say, man, watch movies. They tell you the future.
Really?
Right?
Except Back to the Future, it's a little behind right now.
Yeah. But like, you just watch like from the old ones to the new ones, you're like, man, yeah, they talked about that back in the 80s, and look, now we're doing it now. So it's like,
Which it's expressing our minds and you know, sharing your, like you said, sharing your ideas. You know, like yeah.
Well, I would just start tripping right now because when he said movies tell the future, I just recently heard a conspiracy theory about Terminator and the
In real
Matrix.
life?
No.
Oh.
How the Terminator and the Matrix are tied in together.
Wait, what?
what?
Did you know that shit? You haven't
We're about to get conspiracy theory right now.
Okay.
Unless he drop it.
No.
You-
What?
Yeah, you gotta drop this. Tell us right now. What is it?
So the conspiracy is that, if I remember correctly, the Matrix is the Terminators already had taken over. So
So the Terminator's won,
the Terminators won,
and now they created a Matrix.
and they created Matrix.
Pause for the people.
So that Keanu, it didn't make sense the way
Neo?
that they were saying it. Keanu Reeves is a descendant of John Connor. And
I think they're putting too much
I don't
into
fucking
that
know.
one,
Hey,
bro.
this is why-
I mean, I could buy it's like saying, so after we're gonna end it at part 2 because they fucked it up after.
Yeah,
that.
they did. Yeah, they
So
did.
after part 2, fucking thousands of years from now, the Matrix started.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
And the reason they said this is because there's a lady out there that claims is an author that claims she wrote both stories before James Cameron, because it's James Cameron, right?
James Cameron, Terminator.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he didn't write it; he directed it.
Yeah,
but
direct.
they're saying
No, he
that this
wrote it.
lady. Oh, he wrote it.
Yes.
Okay, so she's saying that she wrote it, and she has a book. She has a couple books out, and they don't know. Some people are saying that she's crazy, dog.
But it's like he said, fool. Like, remember, all these things are stories of stories of stories. So it could be
That's what- yeah.
you can have written something that's similar. People do it all the time right now with the AI, or what was it, Ex Machina? You know, like
That's true.
it's all AI, and people just put their
but
twist.
supposedly she wrote them before James Cameron.
But exactly like Terminator.
I don't know. I haven't read the books. I'm just saying I recently heard. That's why I don't know.
I have to look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, if you heard about that.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. You know, Terminator, Matrix, if you look at it that way. But
I'm a sucker for conspiracy theories.
Have you seen the Disney conspiracy? How all the movies are tied in, like the Pixar.
You were telling me about that.
Yeah,
right?
I was telling you about. There's like this big old on YouTube. You can find like a 30-minute video. How like everything's related. How I forgot like, what was it? Wall-E was after we destroyed our Earth.
Yeah.
And then because of I forgot, it's a big old thing. I'll show you after, but
all right,
it shows everything connected, and they even have like little things that connect things.
Well, we're starting all fucking crazy. So they're probably gonna think we're smoking weed or something. These fools are high as fuck. And shit.
I know we're talking about Disney, Terminator Matrix.
We're talking about films. I want to go back to that. What are some of your favorite genres of work that you like to do, or are you open? Because I know you say you worked with a lot of Chicano rappers, right?
That was my start.
That was your start, okay.
And then from there, like I ventured off and started doing it, but
Gotcha. Is there like a particular genre that you like to focus on that allows you to be more creative, or you're just open minded and say fuck like any type of
or like action packed? You know, action packed. You're always moving on the go, or like.
I've been fortunate to do all of them and work on all genres. But I think my favorite is like horror, drama, action. Comedies are cool. I mean, I'll do it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's also like a style, the look that you can do that with any type of genre. So to say that I have a genre that I would do, I don't know.
Gotcha.
You know what's interesting that you brought up? Horror pics. A lot of people don't understand how hard it is because you have to build that suspense with a shot.
Yeah.
When you're filming, you know what I mean. You have to build that, like you know something's gonna happen, but you're building that suspense by like a zoom in or just like you said, the aesthetic, the look, and everything. And people don't really know about that, but that's huge when it comes to like horror pics and movies and all that.
Yeah, because a lot of movies like I like horror movies and comedies.
Yeah.
So like with horror movies, like you said, I've seen enough horror movies to where there's some where like the suspense doesn't match. Like the last movie we saw that was a horror movie was Smile. And I have not jumped like that in a long time. That movie has not made me fucking jump like Smile did. And at first I didn't even want to watch it. I was like, what the fuck? I never heard of this. It's like, nah, bro, it's cool. What did it for me? You haven't seen it? It's dope, bro. What did it for me was the smile. Like the movie's called Smile. Yeah. But the fucking smiling got to me, dog.
But you got to look at the other stuff. For me, like it's the angles of that
True
moment. You know what I mean? When she was like, I don't want to ruin it, but when the main character is like in a position, if you have a different angle, it doesn't build that same suspense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So just the way it was set up, and then when you see that smile thing, like.
Well, different lenses do that too, how far you are. Because I can be like really, really close to you, right?
Yeah.
And then I can be really far on a long lens, give you the same close-up, but it's going to give you two different...
It doesn't give you the effect you want.
It's going to give you two different moods, Like if you watch, oh my God, what's the name of the movie? With Johnny Depp when he goes to Vegas. Fear and Loathing. Sorry. Fear and Loathing. A lot of that was shot with like white right here and wide lenses because they wanted to make you feel like you were with them and you were tripping out too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta see it. I haven't ever seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
It's an earlier movie of his, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn. I guess he's telling us what we like and don't like now.
Thank you, sound guy. Thanks. He's not in the podcast much, but when he is, he fucks things up.
He puts us down and shit.
Anyway, you should watch it.
We'll give it a try no matter what.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But yeah, that's.
What type of genre do you like?
I like horror and comedy.
Horror and comedy. Okay.
So cool. I mean, not both in the same.
Like completely opposite spectrums, huh? Like the way it
Have
works.
you seen Scary Movie?
Yeah, of course.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, and 4. I think there's a fifth one too, isn't there?
Oh, I stopped. I worked on 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, so oh my God, you worked on 1 through 4 or on the 4th?
No,
one?
just on the 4th one.
Nice.
Yeah. No.
What's the life on set, bro? Like the everyday life when you're working, like for example, like that one was a comedy movie. Like the vibe, the energy you're feeling, does that like translate over to you guys as well? Because you got to kind of feed off the vibe of the actor, right? Like how they're performing or how they're coming out, or.
No, I mean, I would say like it's more of the director's just trying to get the laughs. If he's laughing, then it's good. But it's also like you gotta shut up because they're recording sound.
Yeah.
You can't mess up a take, or anything like that. So if you're the DP, you just want to create that moment. Like what? Like that's why you see comedies are super bright and clean and you know. So it's like that's an aesthetic of comedies.
That's crazy.
At what point did you know you made it, bro? You're like, I made it.
I have not made it.
You have not made it?
Nah.
But you worked with a lot of great actors and a lot of great
Stuff.
I wouldn't say I made it though.
You don't. So you still think you're working towards that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make it when I'll know.
The only reason I'm asking, bro, is because, as a photographer, I didn't think I was doing anything big. Like I said, I didn't think I was professional. Yeah. I still don't think I'm professional. But
well, do you get paid doing it?
Sometimes, it depends on what it is.
Okay.
I knew, like I guess I didn't know. I haven't made it either, but I knew I was doing something that I liked and that made me happy. I guess that's what I mean by making it. When I did a couple of, first of all, when I met Delinquent Habits. When I met fucking Delinquent Habits, who was my favorite rap group growing up, that's when I was like, oh shit, my passion got me to this place. And then after that, I did Incubus. I started getting invited to a thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point did you say, holy shit, this is for reals? Maybe you haven't made it to where you want to be and you're working on that, but how did you know, like, damn, this is it. I'm going on the right path.
I mean, anytime I'm on set, I think that, you know, like,
nice.
It's not, I'm working towards a goal. Everybody, any filmmaker's is working towards a goal, right?
Yeah.
To like one day, if you're a director or whatever, a filmmaker, your goal is to one day get an Oscar or an Emmy, you know,
gotcha.
Be rubbing shoulders with those people, you know, and for you to be accepted into that circle, right? It's not like I can go next door and knock on Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But the time that maybe, hopefully one day, you know, I'll be like, what's up, Steve? What's going on?
Dope.
You know,
on a first name basis.
Right? You know what I mean? Or Mr. Spielberg, how are you? You know?
He's sitting down on the director's chair. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's the dream. I mean, I guess as a filmmaker, right? But like, I am super lucky to be working, getting paid, and doing what I love, right?
Yeah.
Whether if it's camera operating, whether I'm a DP, cinematographer, on set shooting a movie, a commercial, whatever it is, bro. Like, I'm able to take care of myself and my family,
nice.
To pay the rent, basically, right?
It's literally not a job for you. It's something you love to do.
Right. Yeah. Like, I've had jobs, you know, and even before I started doing filmmaking, I had the job, bro. My first job I was a waiter. I fucking hated it. My first check, I was like, I'm out. I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
There's some badass waiters that, you know, they do it, but it's hard work.
Yeah.
You know, it just was not for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
That's one of the things that like I've come to realize, like, we've had a lot of guests. A lot of people don't know the background of everything that is done for a specific job. You know what I mean? For example, like yours, a background. We see the movie, but we don't see everything that's going on. Same thing with the waiter. They see a waiter, but they don't think about the behind the scenes, you know, everything they have to do.
Yeah.
When they get hired, you have to memorize the menus and you have to recognize, you know, like.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Carry fucking 30 platos in one.
Every profession has its story and its, you know, struggle and good and bad. So.
Yeah. Have you ever been starstruck? Like, have you ever seen like somebody, one of the actors that comes from one of the movies, and you're like, oh shit.
No, not really. I mean, I think the first time I met Ray Liotta, I was just like, oh, damn, okay, that's how he looks.
Yeah.
You know, Eastside Morales too. You know, like from La Bamba, that was one of my favorite movies too growing up.
Bob.
Yeah, and then like when we were working on that movie with him, you know, like they told us like, hey, you know, Eastside, don't look at his eyes, don't talk to him. You know, he's super by himself. And we're like, all right, fuck it. All right, we're not gonna look at him.
How am I supposed to shoot this?
Mr. Morales,
how am I supposed to shoot?
here's your prop. You know what I mean?
You get a lot of people like that, man. Like
there's a few. Yeah.
They just is it like just? Do you think, I don't want to say, because then, you know, give opinions and things. But do you think it's because they feel like they're up here, or do you feel like it's just their personality, or?
I think it's I don't know, man. Maybe it's a personality. Maybe it's like I think like if you get to a certain stature, you want to be treated the way somebody else has treated you.
Yeah.
So like you start to grow and start to get accustomed to that. But it's also your personality too, I guess. You know.
It's just the
But
ice
anyways,
thing,
what I was
bro.
saying about Isai, he was not like that. He was the complete opposite. He was super dope. By the end, me and my brother, which he was working with me, we were hanging out. You know, he's a good friend of mine. I still text him and
Nice.
you know. And
He
say
looked you in the
hello.
eye.
Yeah, no, bro, he's dope. I got this picture on my Instagram. If you look at it, it's me, my brother, and him. We're like he's squeezing our heads together on set. We were in his trailer, you know, just like bringing him some stuff, and you know, it'd be super dope.
Nice.
But stuff like that, you know, like he was dope to me, or I was just like, oh, this is dope. Like, what is I'm actually doing? But I think like when I really, I was just like, oh, okay, this is super different. When I worked with The Game, Nipsey Hussle, Ty Dolla, and DJ Mustard was there, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is what it is. That was like one of my big videos that I did when I was starting. Mm-hmm. I was just like, all right, sick. Like, this is for real, for real. There's 200 fucking people in this warehouse because somebody leaked the address. My producer was just like pulling his hair out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But that was like the moment I would feel for me, for that, like, took me. I was just like, all right, this is what I'm doing. You know, so
Gotcha.
it just grew from there.
Yeah, that's
pretty
dope.
fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? That's big.
Yeah.
And do you guys have to do like disclosure agreements? As I know, like the actors are not allowed to talk
NDAs?
about shit.
NDA.
Yeah. You have to do that as well.
Yeah. In this business, you got to do it, you know, just because there's so many ideas flowing around that people just don't want to get got. They don't want their idea being stolen, you know. That's when we're like, oh, I got this great movie. Oh, yeah, what is it? I can't tell you.
Gotcha.
Not 2 signs. I was like, come on, man. There is no originality. You probably thought of something that I thought of 10 years ago. It's just how you create it and who can get there first. Who's going to get money first to make this?
That's true.
Yeah.
How they pitch it too, everything.
It's great.
You work with Richard Cabral, huh?
Yeah.
Richard Cabral is probably one of my favorite actors right now. I've seen him before my ends because obviously he used to rap. He's a very, very passionate actor. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Like, I seen some of his. He's done poems. He's read poems, and it's like, damn, like the way he fucking delivers is fucking badass. How was it like you having worked with them? How is he like in real life? Like, I can only see what I see based on what's there, but you actually.
I mean, I worked with him at a very young start of his career. Mm-hmm. I think he had just gotten out.
Gotcha.
And then my boy Jimmy was like, hey, man, he's getting out. I want to do a video for him. He wants to do one. I think he's ready. But he was just like, at the time, he was very quiet. I mean, he's a passionate rapper too, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, it was dope working with him. He was sick. He's very intense.
Yeah.
You know, because he wants his, you know, like he's got a lot of, he's gone through a lot. So he wants to bring that out in his art, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're all artists, man. We're all trying to share something.
Bring something to the world.
I
movie,
do it in visually.
Cool.
And I think that's one of the most influential ways, actually, too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like movies, music, everything's in art. You know, everybody gets influenced by, it could be ink, it doesn't matter. But I think movies, since it's more mainstream, it's like one of the biggest influences.
Well, it's one of the oldest things, too. I mean, it's just like music or poetry or writing. You know, you look at, like, I watched Thor, right? Thor is one of, like, to me, it's a funny Marvel movies. Like, when they're in, where the fuck they live? They live in,
Asgard?
Asgard. Where they're in Asgard and then doing the plays. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, throughout life, there's always been
The Greeks, the
storytelling,
Romans, yeah.
the storytelling, you know? And without storytelling, fool, there's no fucking life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier. This is like, it's more than just like it's actual storytelling, because you can storytell with the most shittiest camera as long as it's a good story.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know what I mean? People are gonna watch it.
Look how they made The Office. Yeah. Who would have thought, right? Like,
Love that show.
Me too.
Yeah.
Look how they made it. They made it like, you know, reality show. You know, like
Yeah.
It's that one. It doesn't have like the effects. It doesn't have all these like scenes, and it's just basic kind of like raw like
Storytelling
Yeah.
with comedy, bro.
Yeah.
Real life. Bro, I love that show.
Me too, man. That's one of
I'm
my
not gonna lie,
favorites.
bro. I've only seen like 2 episodes.
We're trying to get him into it.
Damn.
He's missing out. Huh?
You're missing out. The thing is, like, you gotta like. I think if you can get through the first season, then you'll be like, all right, I gotta watch.
That's what everybody tells me.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, with those type of shows, you gotta like. Yes, you gotta fall in love with at least one character. Be like, man, that's my guy. You know, because you're relating to who he is.
Okay. I'm gonna,
You know.
I'm gonna have to push through to it because I'm on the second one.
You look like a Kevin guy.
Who's Kevin? What is?
You look like the Kevin guy. Like,
Who's Kevin? What is he?
That was funny, dog.
Yeah.
That was funny. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that shit. 'Cause I don't know who the fuck Kevin
or
is. now.
Creed.
Creed.
Yeah, right.
Creed, yeah.
I gotta watch this shit.
You gotta watch it.
Fun of me
Bro.
now.
It's all about the characters and like you
It's
said,
hilarious,
building
bro.
stories.
Yeah, you should watch the scene Bears Eat Beats. Remember that one?
Like the pre-scene before the episode starts,
Yeah.
where where he mimics him, right? Bears, he beats.
Watch that scene, bro, and you'll be like, all right, I gotta watch this.
Facts. Or what does he start
You
saying?
Because that tells you this is fucking shenanigans right here. I gotta watch this. It's like a train wreck, bro. You gotta watch it.
I'm gonna check it
Or
out.
the parkour scene, the parkour.
Parkour one, yeah. See, but it's also like Seinfeld too. You know, like some people can't get into Seinfeld. I just got into it. Started watching all from the start.
And that thing has a huge following too, huh?
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
bro.
Like I couldn't get into it first. I couldn't get into Friends. Now I can. You know, I can watch Friends now. Now I find
you
it
barely
funny.
got into Friends?
Like last couple of years.
I can't watch Friends. See?
You can't watch it. I was the same way, and then I just started getting into it, and I started like getting the humor of it, like the way it worked. You know,
Yeah.
their style of humor.
Yeah, I actually like what's the fucking one that Kayla got us into?
Free Writ? No.
No, the one where she was
On My Block?
No. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, Curb Your
Oh, yeah,
Enthusiasm.
that's
I just
another-
bro, I could watch that shit. I go back to the old ones and I'm like,
sick.
it's fucking hilarious.
What's crazy is that one's improvised.
That's all improv.
That's all
yeah.
improvised.
Watch Arrested Development too.
All right, still.
Okay.
That one's sick.
How do those shows? Have you shot improvised things?
No.
No. Do you think that would be a challenge? Because I mean, you kind of just going, you know, like, how do you approach it? Because the director's like, okay, this is kind of what we want in this scene, but the actors are just boom improvising and going with it, or.
Well, I mean, if it's like fully improvised, then I mean it's the same thing, bro. You're just working with a certain actor that's doing multiple takes. That's what it is. It's like, how many takes are we gonna do of this one scene? Him doing this thing. So like, if you watch Jim Carrey do like his behind the scenes of like Liar Liar and all this, or even The Grinch, every time he does a take, he does something different. He's improvising. But there's still a story he's got to tell, right? So
Yeah.
he just comes in, he does every take he does it differently. And then when you get in the editing room,
The best scene?
That was the best one. We got to use that one.
Gotcha. I was just about to ask you that. I was like, how does that work for you guys when you have something like that you're like, fuck, every scene is different, and I need to marry it up together.
Yeah.
And now they're all different. So does that fuck with your guys' work? Like, does it mess around with time, or do you guys?
No, I mean if the improv is going to work for that scene,
Gotcha.
let's go with it. Let's use it. You can improv with a lot of things, you know, not just comedy.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many like iconic moments that have been improvised. Have you seen Taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert De Niro.
No, not Taxi. Which is the one with he's like, I'm walking here. I can't think of it right now.
Gangster movie?
A Bronx Tale?
No. Yes, when
That's what I was
he's
gonna
So that's one of my favorite movies.
okay,
Also.
when he's crossing the street and the taxi hits him, that was improvised. I'm walking here.
Oh shit.
You know, and that's like super iconic.
Yeah, and it's just like a random moment. How like,
Yeah.
and it just fits the whole narrative, and it just adds to it. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Crazy shit. fool.
And we don't even know which ones are improvised. You know,
Yeah,
like
'cause
we
sometimes
think.
they don't unless they talk about it, you're not gonna know. So
Dang,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
top
It's
3 movies,
filmmaking.
bro. What do you like?
Back to the Future, Terminator, Predator.
Huh?
Back to the Future, Terminator, Predator. Two are kind of together. You
Okay.
went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
One,
yeah, yeah.
That's like
If I would have to pick one, it would have to be one.
which one?
Part one.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. No, no. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Part one.
On all of them.
That's my favorite. On all of them, yeah.
Even Terminator 1? Really?
Yeah.
Better than T2?
It's not that it's saying that it's better, because that's the thing. It's two different genres. Terminator 1 is a horror movie for me.
Gotcha.
Terminator 2 is an action movie.
Yeah, sure.
Gotcha. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
And even the music is different in the first one than.
The most iconic is part 2.
Yeah, the most iconic is part 2.
Yeah.
But the
I think
music
it's-
in part 1.
I think, don't quote me, I think it was, the first one was 16 million, and then the second one was 100 million. So you can see,
Shit.
God.
you know, like the difference.
And then they switched because he was a bad guy in the first one.
He was about, yeah.
And in the second one, he's the good guy.
I like them as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Freaking Arnold
I mean, he
Cena.
was awesome in part 2. I love part 2. And then after that, it fell off. But 1 and 2, yeah, they're super dope.
That shit always happens on movies. After like 1, 2, and then 3, they start fucking up. Like Fast and the Furious, for example.
Fuck, they're like on 10
Bro.
and shit.
You know what fucked it up for me? Well, they didn't fuck it
They're
up. I
fucking
guess.
they were in space in this last one.
Yeah, they went to space, bro. I feel like every time they go to space, ya valió madre. You remember Jason went to space too? Jason Voorhees?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he went to space.
Yeah, he did.
Gremlin, not
The
Gremlin,
Leprechaun.
the Leprechaun.
Leprechaun, that's
Leprechaun in
right.
space. It was too much when they put him in the hood.
I did that one, too.
Oh, you did that?
Oh, what a day. So you're
No,
talking shit.
It was...
Bro, Leprechaun
bad.
in the hood. No mames.
Hey,
That's my no manches
they,
moment.
they make money. Just people are watching it. You know,
Well,
like
that's what it is. It's like, it's a money... bro, some of these movies are just money grabs.
Yeah.
do you say no to any projects, bro? Is there anything like I won't shoot that?
Yeah.
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 Is there a specific reason? Is it like against what you believe, or is it just because, like for example, with, like Leprechaun in the Hood? Maybe now you'd be like, that shit's fucking concept is whack. You know, like I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's... I do say no to projects. Because like you just got to be selective of what you want. That's telling my story too. You know,
Yeah.
like I care about my work, so I wanted to.
Your name's gonna be engraved in that film or project forever.
Bro, I was
so-
just going to ask him, have you ever shot a porno? Have you ever worked on a porno? It's cinematography, fool. You know, like,
I'm good.
no, not you in a porno. I'm saying, like, have you worked on a set where you're like, what are you trying to do?
It's all about the angles.
I think we need a fucking red couch, you know? Like, no? It was a joke, bro. I'm just kidding. he got red now and shit.
No, I've worked with a lot of porn stars.
Yeah.
Like a good client of mine, a friend of mine. Her name is Kiara Mia, or Dia Munoz. I've worked with her many times. Bro, I've known her 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So I've been. I'm a photographer too. So I shoot, and I've been known to shoot girls, and I can shoot girls. I like the lighting, the aspect of just making women beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
Whatever, however shape, size, small, big, tall.
You're bringing out
Let's
their
show you
beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which one do you like more, or is it equal? Because I mean, obviously, one you're shooting a still, and it has to be like the perfect moment, you know,
yeah.
in a photo, and then in a movie, you kind of have that double take, and
it's different. I prefer more of the cinematography, the director of photography working, you know, with big cameras and doing that, rather than like shoot. Like even though like I like shooting, it's fun. I get to create, but I feel like it's become more of a job for me. You know, because like I'm catering to a certain client.
yeah.
What do you want? How do you want to look? Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You used to hate that part, huh?
I hated that. I hated the...
The control, not having
Not
the,
the, no. It's not the control fool. I like shooting, period. But to me, it's kind of like what he was saying. But it's more like what you said, the perfect shot. You could create a perfect shot when it's a still thing. If you tell me I want to get shot in this way, makeup artists will make you look a certain way. The wardrobe will come and they'll put a wardrobe on you. We'll pick a spot where it's gonna look the way you want it. But to me, it's not. It's a composite. It's not a natural shot. My favorite type of shooting is raw shit. Like I used to go, a buddy of mine used to go to downtown LA at midnight and shoot and walk around from midnight to like 5 a.m, just shooting random shit that you're not gonna tell them, hey, stop, post for me, and you don't capture it, that's gone, fool. At that moment, it's gone. So that's my favorite style. Like, it's like, if I capture something, sometimes I wouldn't capture shit for a while, for hours. But then there was times when I was like, fuck, I got that shot, and nobody's ever gonna ever get it again. You can recreate it because you could always pose it.
Yeah.
But it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite type of shots. Secondary is like scenery. Anything with scenery. But
That's interesting. That's an interesting aspect of it. I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do scenery. Well, I mean, not that I can't. That's not my thing.
you don't like it?
But I do incorporate scenery with a subject. You know, like I actually, one of my favorite sets that I just did was with a friend of mine. Her name is Ashley Alvarez. I have this Buick, an old, like a '97 Buick. I was like, hey, she wanted to shoot. You know, she brought me out to shoot, and we collaborated on a look. Like, what kind of look you got? What kind of look do you want to do? What are they for? You know, what you discussed this, right? So I was like, all right, I got a couple ideas. Bring this, and then I brought my old Buick, and I just popped the hood, and I just shot her, like, down this long road, of her just like hanging out, trying to hitch a ride or needing some help, and it looked really sick. And she looked sexy and she looked dope, but just the shot, rather than just having some chick in lingerie or some girl, whatever, wearing some sexy shit. What's the story? What are we?
Yeah.
What are we doing? You know?
It's true. Storytelling.
It's the same way. I would shoot
for that. No, for photography is more than story. It's emotion. What's the emotion you want here?
Yeah.
What's
That's
the?
true.
Yeah,
That's a good way to
me.
that's a good way to point it out, though. Yeah,
That's how I
emotion.
look at it.
because there's sexy, like he was saying. It's not just shooting girl in lingerie. That sometimes I will go out and I'm like, first of all, we'll discuss it, right? I was like, what are we trying to capture?
Yeah,
I like artistic shit. So if we're gonna do some still photography or some still shots, I wanna what is it that, like you said, what emotion? What are we trying to have the viewer think, like, oh shit? And sometimes, like, I'll get models that will be like, oh, I want to shoot this way. Okay, we'll show up. And the first thing they do is they turn around and they'll do the booty shot. And I'm like, I get it. She's just doing the, like getting those likes on Instagram, because a booty shot is going to get her 1,000 likes instead of, but this is the artistic concept.
But it could also be that that's the thing. It's different for you, like when you guys are behind the camera, because they don't see it as an art. Like you said, they see it as, this guy's taking a picture of me and recording me, and they don't see that that's an art for you guys, seeing the scenery, capturing things. And maybe for them, it's like, okay, they don't have that experience to be like, okay.
But that's where we have to come in play too, because
but you said something where it's like, that's not art. It to them it is, maybe.
True.
You know what I mean? It's somebody's. They're doing it. They're creating content for themselves.
That's
true.
That's
why
I didn't
you gotta
say
understand. Like again, I shoot with a lot of girls that they want to shoot something for their Instagram, because their Instagram is their whatever it is, their business,
their
or
job,
it's their image, their brand, right?
Yeah.
So their pictures have to look a certain way, whatever it is, whether you're high fashion or some OF girl, trying to making money. You know what I mean? It's just, what look are you going with that you can create?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even see it that way. You're right. It's two sides. Because I'm over here thinking about me.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, well, fuck, it's her shit.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is, I don't really find passion in that. To me, that seems like a job. It's like, fuck, I'm doing this. Versus, like, I've shot with one of the models I've shot with was Green Orchid. She's the one that got me published. And she could be both. It's like, she's sexy and artistic. And it's like, we've shot in I can't remember what type of car it was, but it was like
the classic lowrider, yeah.
And that shit was dope, bro. One of my favorite fucking photo shoots. So I guess you're right. Her shit's art, and so I gotta respect that.
Remember the best things when it comes to like a relationship, it could be like friend, peer, working together, is when the two minds are collabing.
Yeah.
Or all the people are collabing, they're on the same page. We're all willing to listen to each other and just hear each other out and bounce ideas.
Yeah.
That's when the best work gets done, I think.
Yeah.
So
And lots of people love booty shots. So
and then there's that.
Just saying, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I don't want to see Mike in a booty shot. You're gonna be posted on Instagram for the content.
Yeah.
Bro, I just posted a picture of a friend of mine. He's dating one of my good clients, Jasmine Chiquito. I took a picture and I posted it, and it's a dude, bro. Like I think I got like 70 likes, like nothing. I was like, all right, well now I know, but I'm gonna post it anyways.
Yeah. It's true.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know the majority of followers I got it. I think are male. I think. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the genre. That's the whole thing, you know. Well, that's a whole subject on its own when we start talking about things like that. Yeah. But
yeah,
and that's another podcast episode we need to have.
Hey, I was gonna say something that came in my head. For normalize men booty shots. Might post a booty shot. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, he's like, nah, bro. We're good, bro.
Nah, I'm fucking around. It was a joke.
Normalize.
Like, I'm asking if you could shoot it. Nah.
That's one of those jobs he's gonna say no to, bro.
No, I don't know. I mean, no. I'll shoot some artistic. I mean, I've shot dudes, you know, very artistic and shit like that, but nothing crazy. But it's still kind of.
I was just fucking around.
Weird.
Bro.
No, I mean,
lingerie shoot, male lingerie shoot.
That's how I've come up to realizing what I want to shoot, right? To where like I've gotten the opportunity and the experience of shooting all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
I've shot products, I've shot men, I've shot women, I've shot lowriders, I've shot it all. And as a photographer, I feel like you go through your phases. You go through your automatic phase when you start to learn the manual phase, and then you know how to fix the f-stop. All right, so you start to learn. Then you start to figure out, what do I want to shoot? Do I want to shoot this Coke bottle here, or do I want to shoot a girl on a car, or I want to shoot some girl in a beautiful dress, whatever it is, you know? So you just start to learn in what you're good at.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right.
I've done all sorts of shit, man, you know? One of my favorite shoots that I did was I got to shoot for Porsche, and there were some beauty pageant winners or the runner-ups, and I got to shoot them. I got to shoot them all on the brand new Porsches and stuff. And bro, those are like some of my favorite shots that I've gotten.
Nice.
You know?
Is there a specific reason why that's one of your favorites?
For me, I guess it was like my first like really professional campaign that I was doing. You know, so it's just like, I'm not only am I proud, but they just look sick. Yeah. I'll show them to you. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm a fan of my work. I got to be.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
I mean, I hate some of the stuff that I've done.
That's what we are. We're our biggest fans and our biggest critics.
We got to be.
Yeah.
How can you love me if I don't love? I don't love myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before. I mean, there's always. I love what I do. I just don't, like I said, I don't see myself as a professional. I don't think of myself as a professional, but I do right. What's the point of shooting it if you're not gonna love it?
Yeah,
there's a reason you capture that shit, you know. But
you know what? The word professional is overrated, bro.
Is it?
It is not, especially now. Just think about it. You got Logan Paul. He's a professional boxer. Dude never fucking. He jumped into the ring.
Titles, bro.
He just exactly. Exactly. I mean? It's just a title, bro. People put out fancy titles just to, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a title.
The word professional, it's changed. You know, like,
I'm gonna call myself a scientist. Put that shit on my resume. Sorry, I was talking about that earlier.
Genius.
Genius.
Creative genius.
Creative genius. Influencer. Like we talked about that. All the shits are made up. Yeah.
Everything now, the words are just used loosely.
Yeah.
If you think about it, titles it's.
You ready for your no manches? You got your no manches?
I'm ready, dog. I'm gonna keep it in the content creator thing right now.
You got your no manches? You got no manches? You ready for a no manches?
Yeah,
segment?
sure.
I'll go first.
You gonna start it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Have you guys seen those videos like on Instagram and stuff, the makeup videos? Where like it's like a 80-year-old woman and then they start putting up the makeup and then they look like 40-year-olds or like 30-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And then the other day we were just watching something, I was like, what the like it trips me out, dude. I saw a guy one that he was like starts taking it off and it's a guy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like
catfish, right?
No, they're just like makeup tutorials, but like they just do it too. Yeah.
But I'm saying, to me, that's catfish. It's the same fucking concept.
That's just my no manches. Like, damn, like I'm not even hating or nothing. It's like, damn, it's crazy how like they can.
Oh, so you're looking at it like, oh, how the beauty side of it.
No, both. Like how some people like they do that. obviously for validation or whatever. But at the same time, like, it's an art for them to do that. When they start putting and applying and experimenting, you know, and they just go through the process, and it's like, oh, manches, like that's a lot for, like, I don't even do my hair and shit, you know. You know, these people are fucking spending hours doing their makeup,
and money, because it's fucking makeup
time and money, yeah. And it's like, and at the same time, I mean, it also tells us about our society a little bit, but you know,
yeah. I mean, but we can go into that later. Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
just
I don't want to like. Obviously, the makeup industry is fucking big.
yeah.
You know, you walk anywhere and it's like,
But it's just for them to feel good.
Yeah.
It's like, why do we buy expensive shoes or expensive watch? I want to feel good. Yeah. You know?
But then you go to the club, you meet a girl, you're like, damn, she looks this way, and then you wake up the next morning, like, who the fuck are you?
yeah, bro. Some of those I saw, they didn't have like, they had no eyebrows.
Yeah.
And it was like, God, I was like, damn, like that's
I was like,
crazy.
who the fuck are you? Where did I meet you?
So that's minor manches. It's just like, that shit trips me out. It tripped me out sick.
Yeah. All right, you ready for minor manches?
Yeah.
The Edgar cuts. I don't know if you guys heard about the Edgar cuts.
The Edgar?
Edgar cut now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know the
Hey, what up, cuh?
Yeah, what up, cuz? You know that they're trying to ban them in a school in Texas? They're trying to do a petition that they're saying that those haircuts are distracting and offensive. And so they're
Wait, in Texas?
in Texas.
Isn't Texas all about like freedom of everything?
I don't know, but there's a school in Robledo. I can't remember the city that they mentioned, but it's in Texas, where they're doing a petition so that that's part of the school attire, like dress code. Dress code. It's part of the school dress code where you can't get that type of haircut if you're a student.
That's just weird, because then you're opening it up to a bunch of things. Like a mullet's gonna be distracting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
being bald is distracting.
So is it racial profiling? Because who's getting the Edgar cuts?
True.
Paisas, right? Like the Paisa kids.
Yeah, but anybody can get that
Yeah.
cut, right?
Of course, but who's it popular? That's the point of them.
Yeah,
It's a
so-
popular trend and it's distracting. And I'm like, no manches.
How's it distracting? I mean, it
Yeah,
is.
but that's
I
going
don't get
towards.
it.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the Edgar cut,
Same here.
but
I don't even have hair, bro.
yeah, I mean, at that point, it's sounding like, oh, if you're brown and you got this Edgar cut,
That's
we
what I'm
don't
saying.
want you here,
That's what I'm saying.
or conform to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, at that point, it's like, okay, now they said, but that's how they put it, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, this is just means anybody can get that cut. Anybody that has that cut,
Yeah.
but they see that
But
the
realistically,
majority
who's
is
getting
really-
They're
cut?
attacking
Yeah,
that specific.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No manches, like
that is an attack. Yeah.
the fucking haircut. Come on. You know? But anyways, that's my no manches.
That's wild. Huh? That's actually weird. Like,
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like I just fucking read that. I was like, how the fuck? What if I have I mean,
you know what? I might have to agree. They should fucking do that shit nationwide. Ban the Edgar cut.
yeah.
No fucking person should be getting that. Right? All the Edgars out there right now fucking hating it.
I don't know anybody that's got that cut, but if I actually know somebody, like really, really know somebody, I'm gonna ask them.
Like, bro, why?
Why? I just want to know.
Maybe it's just like a phase.
Well,
I mean,
it's the same. It's like, remember when people used to get flat tops? I had
Yeah.
a fucking flat top. You know?
You had a flat top?
Yeah.
Kid and play over here.
Man, I wanted a fucking. Remember the bangs?
Yeah.
I wanted
Like the rebel ones.
the rebel bangs. Yeah, the fucking. You just had them in the front.
And you dye the tips right here, the color and shit.
Yeah, I couldn't do
Lightning
that
gel.
though. I couldn't get that because I had curly hair.
Oh, that's right. I forgot how
My
it
shit
is.
was fucking wavy. And if I did that, it's gonna be a wave.
Fuck it, dog.
Now I don't even have hair. Dog. I wish I could get that shit or whatever.
What do you
I'm
mean?
thinking about going bald
I'll
again.
take a.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just shaving it off.
Yeah.
Razor or see?
No, I just buzz cut. I've been razoring since, after the army.
Yeah.
Just and then when I got out for like a good 10 years, then I started letting it grow. I was like, man, I want to see if I can still grow.
That's
I
what I
still
did.
got a full set of hair, I'm good.
That's why I did it. I let mine go. Like I used to just have like a kind of like a buzz cut, like a two.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna take advantage of my hair while I have it and shit.
I didn't even grow fucking facial hair. Dog. I
Yeah.
always say this, but
And that's a trip to me too.
Yeah, same thing with bro. Yeah. I started letting mine grow as a bet.
And now you can't shave it. You
Yeah,
can't
I
see yourself take it off. Me
I
either.
keep asking, like, should I shave it off? Especially my kids, I'll ask them.
We're like, nah, we're gonna
Nah, don't
fucking
do
see
it,
all the
don't do it.
cachetes. Same here.
Yeah, it's I was on SWAT. So I founded an organization. I wouldn't call it an organization, a community called We Got Our Six, and it's veterans. Basically, what I try to do is to help veterans, whether they're transitioning or they've been out like you're a vet, and get them either in front of camera or behind the camera. It's more in front of the camera, to show off their skills. To know what better way to hire, let's just say, some tactical guys that you want to use them in the movie, and instead of hiring some random background guys, I'm gonna hire some vets. And they already know how to do it. I can trust them with weapons, and I gotta fuck off and do crazy shit.
That's true.
They have the discipline. Yeah. So we try to help them out as much as possible, give them whatever work that we got. So one of our clients is SWAT, NBC, and we basically cast like the special ability actors, the ones that need to look and shoot, move, and communicate, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things, like the guy, my liaison to work with, he's like, "Hey man, can you come on?" I was like, "Man, I'm not an actor, bro. Like, this is not what I want to do." He's like, "Come on, dude, do it." I mean, the pay was not that bad, just to stand around on set. I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's do it." So I had to shave my beard, bro. I looked super weird, crazy.
And that's just gonna be there forever, bro. So you can always look back at that shit.
You said it was We Got Our Six, right?
We Got Our Six.
Okay, and you can find that online. WeGotOur6.com.
No. Just go to the Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Please follow that, guys. You guys know how to.
We Got Our Six.
That's dope. Actually, that's a great idea.
Well, it's cool because when we get out of the military, fool,
and we've talked about this.
They don't fucking tell you. They treat you better when you're coming in than when you're going out. When you're going out, fool, they tell you, here, go to Tap and Taps class. Fucking, you go to the stupid class where they don't teach you shit. They tell you sign up for fucking unemployment. Here's the GI Bill if you had a GI Bill, because I know they took it away, right? I think they're doing something else. No, I think they started offering other things.
Post 9/11.
The post 9/11? I thought they got rid of it. I don't know. I don't even
post 9/11 GI Bill.
And so, but they don't tell you shit, bro. They don't tell you nothing. There's the resume writing class, but this sucks, bro. Like, everything you got to learn on your own. So,
damn, I didn't go to that class.
You didn't go to Tampa Times? It's a mandatory when you get out.
We did something other. You transition now. You have to turn in your equipment.
Yeah, of course. That's
just, bro. If you want to compare it to something that's like jail or a gang.
Yeah.
Like thing. The Army's the biggest gang in the world, bro. Yeah. It's like, are you getting out? Fuck you. Get out.
You're going into one institution and
wuss. Yeah. Get out. Get out of here. We don't want you in our army. So it's the same. It's the same type of thing. So
did you ever say the army life? I didn't choose. What is it? I didn't choose the army life. The army life chose me.
I was destined to go, dog. I wanted to go. The Terminator. That's why I was John Connor.
Oh, okay.
Like I always grew up with those type of things. My dad was, a Marine, in his country. And he always instilled that same type of discipline. So I wanted to do my part. So I did my part.
Nice.
That's dope.
But getting out sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a different. It's a different lifestyle. It's a transition of change. Your personal, like everything, bro. Like,
you feel lost?
Yeah. I think at one point everybody does feel lost. Just like, what do I do? I wanted to be a cop. Yeah. When I got out. So I was like already doing the process. I was like, man, and then I got thrown into doing music videos. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So I was like, this is what I want to do. Fuck me, glad I didn't become a cop.
Yeah,
being a cop is crazy.
Cool. Oh, hell yeah.
But sure, no manches, bro.
No manches. It can be either positive or negative, right?
Yeah, it could be funny. It could be
political. Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever your manches is.
Damn. Okay, hold on. You got to give me a second to think about it. I want to give a good one.
I'm gonna say now a word from our sponsors.
I know, that's right. Manscaped.
Manscaped. Didn't he reach out? Shit.
All right. No manches. So I'm not a fan of like wasting food. Right? I mean, so we'll make food. There's leftovers, right? But people that like they'll eat and they'll leave the dishes in there or the tray or whatever just empty, whether if it's a carton of orange juice.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like come on. Why did you just put this dirty plate inside here after you just demolished the leftovers that we had? I think that's my no manches.
They're just putting it back in.
And just putting it back in. Like, why did you put an empty carton in this refrigerator? Did you want to keep the carton cold?
I know. I could answer that. No, I don't do it.
That means he's guilty of it.
No.
Lazy?
My kids. You have kids?
Yeah.
You know how they are. I have kids, right? So we have a refrigerator in the garage where we keep extra stuff. And they'll finish it. They'll finish the milk. Well, actually, they don't do that. They learned. They start getting smart. Mm-hmm. You know, they started saying, fuck, if I finish it, I got to throw it away and get a new one. Right? Like replenish the milk.
Yeah.
So they started doing this shit. They started doing, I'm going to get milk and then I'm going to leave this much.
So the next person has to do it.
So the next person has to go get the fucking milk and I don't have to throw it away.
That's hilarious.
Bro, I think that's the theory. That's the answer to the.
So
I don't mind kids.
Chess.
Yeah, they do. Kids are, it's grown adults when they do.
Gotcha.
Grown adults do grown shit. They're not supposed to do. Yeah.
Or how about the adults that go to the refrigerator, bro, and they get the milk carton or the orange carton, and they put it back in there. You ever seen people do that?
Well, yeah, but like at other people's houses? Or
No,
what?
I mean,
I was like,
Well, when I live by myself, I used to do that all the
yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, like when you live with your brothers, like for example, fucking.
Fuck, that's my brother.
Yeah, I don't want his fucking lips on my shit. I don't know where the fuck they been.
My baba's fool.
Yeah, fuck
it's
that.
family, that same DNA.
You get sick for it, especially now with COVID.
COVID?
Shit.
That's how you get COVID?
Yeah. What the fuck?
See what I started? Empty cartons, man.
Empty cartons, bro. He said
cartons.
no.
Say no to empty cartons.
Yeah.
Throw your shit out.
Or else you're fucking gonna end up on an empty carton. Huh, on the carton.
Missing and shit.
Missing. Motherfucker didn't throw shit away. Words of wisdom, bro. We'd like to finish off our episode with words of wisdom. And before that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, we appreciate you, bro. Because I know Sundays is usually chill day, family day.
Yeah.
And for you to take a little bit of time and show us love, we appreciate that.
Thank you, bro.
And again, I want to
And I
thank you again for your
appreciate, you know,
service.
dealing with my schedule and
Yeah, don't trip, bro.
and you know, just being very accommodating. You know,
No,
thank you.
no, you were very accommodating as well, so we appreciate that as well, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and the words of wisdom. Basically, we always like to ask our guests to say words of wisdom that they live by, that they would like our viewers to live by themselves. You know, something that you use in your daily life.
Yeah.
That has helped you get to where you're at or help you through life. You know what I'm saying?
I guess the one thing that I can say is like, whatever you're doing, whatever job you're doing, whether you're doing a job or you're in your career and you're having a shitty day, you have a bad day, whatever the case is, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, or whatever you're feeling, just think about your situation and know that it could always be worse. Right? And taking it on, because I feel like a lot of people are lost. They're like stuck, and they either think like, this is it, or like this, my life sucks, but then you're not getting shot at, you're not getting blown up, you're not living in a third world country, you know what I mean? And you can take advantage of so many resources that we have access to that a lot of people don't take advantage of. People that don't need it take advantage of it. So why can't you?
Yeah.
And just push through, and then know that you may feel alone, you may feel by yourself, or maybe feel stuck, that somebody else is feeling that way, and it's always open your mouth and talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Reach out for your friends, talk to your friends, your family, whoever it is, your fucking male guy.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody and know that everything's gonna be all right.
Nice.
You know, some of the things that, like, you know, we've talked about as we get older, I've realized is that we always think emotionally and not logically. So we always make our situation the worst thing possible when it's not.
Yeah.
And that's thinking with emotion, not thinking logically, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times what we need to really do is step away from the... when I told you, remember? Step away, look at it from the outside, your situation, and think about it logically. Because when you're thinking about it emotionally,
Yeah.
nothing's going to happen.
I think sometimes too we think that we're the only ones going through it.
Yeah.
That's
we don't
true.
realize that, bro. there might be somebody that you know that's going through a similar thing or went through a similar thing, and you're gonna persevere and survive, and it could help you out with if you only reach out or
trust the process, trust the growth.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If you see somebody that you see them going through,
And again, man, that can be easier said than done. Some people are just really going through it.
yeah,
But there's somebody always there to help you out, whatever the case is.
yeah,
Just open your mouth. Go talk to somebody.
yeah. So keep that in mind, guys. There's always, communicating, like you said, the mailman. Shit, if you talk to your dog, sometimes some people talk to animals. They don't say shit back, but still, if you no, I've heard of people that talk.
They're the
to,
best listeners, though.
Yeah, so just let it out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Find a source to
Yeah.
whatever
An
it
outlet.
is. Yeah. An outlet.
So where can everybody find you, man? We're on. Give us your socials. Give us
Echoes
your YouTube
World
page.
is just Echoes World on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter. You can go to my website, echoesworld.tv. It'll take you to my website. If you go to YouTube, you can follow my work. I got my portfolio, my plethora of work that I got on there, all on my channel. So go there. Anything Echoes World, man, you'll find me.
Is there any projects coming up that we should look out for and be like, oh, the homie shot that?
Yeah, shout out to my boy LV Visions. He's got a movie coming out that I produced called Horchata with Oat Milk.
Okay.
Starring
with
Jerry
Jerry
Garcia, Concrete, Jay Valentino, Anthony Fernandez, Duno. It's gonna be sick.
Nice. And Johnny's working on that, right? Or he wrote that, or
Johnny Murillo, he wrote it.
I remember he was talking about that as well.
Yeah,
Horchata with oat milk.
Yeah.
yeah. The Watch, produced by the Watch, executive produced by the Watch.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll look
We
out
look
for
forward. We look forward
Yeah.
to seeing that, bro.
Addicted to You, hopefully when that comes out pretty soon, we can either maybe send have a private screening or something. I'll ask the guys, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know Sonia mentioned something like that.
that. For the party.
The rap party.
For the rap party, she said she was going to let us.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. And what else, man? I got tons of stuff coming out.
Nice.
So just
We'll
follow me.
stick it out through the credits too, dog. Hey, what the-
Yeah. Just follow me. I post all my stuff, man.
Yeah, cool.
So whoever's watching this, watch our stuff, watch our old stuff, and just you may not like it, you may like it, and you'll see our progression.
Yeah.
We do films, commercials, music videos, anything. We're a full production house. Shout out to Four Ways. Like I said, we started Cinema Killers. We're moving aggressively towards feature films.
Nice.
So that's us. So
Nice.
check us out.
So again, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, guys. Make sure you follow. Make sure you watch his stuff because he's coming up and he's making a lot of big moves, and you don't want to miss it. And remember, don't forget our challenge, bro.
February 18th,
February
bro.
18th. We
February
gotta
18th.
We
All right,
gotta
I'll see
look
you
good
there.
in those tux.
we gotta do it. So
I'm gonna auction out my piece that I'm exhibiting. So
oh shit, nice.
Okay.
put it out
Nice.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good Sunday.
Peace out.
Peace out. Dang, that was dope.
Right on.